Hello, welcome to this update for the severe weather for today, May 6th. So we now have an enhanced risk spots of Texas and Louisiana for potentially strong tornadoes. There's this light risk as well across Texas all the way to Mississippi, and also slight risk in the northeast, Pennsylvania, New York. We have this tornado watch already and some severe thunderstorm watches in Texas too. So please be careful those areas. We do have here this enhanced risk there. There's the slight and the marginal too. The marginal all the way from New Mexico to Florida, Central Florida marginal as well, and in the northeast. So let's see. There's the 10% tornado threat across Louisiana and Texas, and hatched for potential strong tornadoes. There's this 5% from Texas to Mississippi, and the 2% from Texas to Mississippi as well. So please be careful in those areas. Have some ways to receive warnings and be aware of those tornadoes. There's here now wind threat, 30% in Texas and Louisiana. In the enhanced risk as well, there's the 15% and the 5%. So please be careful. The 5% all the way from Texas to Alabama, 5% in Florida for those storms, and also 15% in the northeast. There's hail, 15% hatched in Texas for potentially very large hail spots of Texas. And there's this 15% going all the way to Louisiana too, so be careful in those areas. There's a 5% from Texas to Florida, Central Florida 5%, and in the northeast as well. And I don't know why there's that dark spot there, but please be careful. So let's see, severe storms are expected today into this evening, especially across central into east, southeastern Texas, into Louisiana. Large, very large hail, damaging winds and tornadoes. Potential few strong tornadoes can be expected. Severe storms may also occur across parts northeast and Florida Peninsula. So please be careful in those areas. We do have here the HUR for those storms. Let's see if it shows something interesting. First for the South Texas. So shows here, all right, some more rain and storms carried across Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, those stronger storms in Texas. So shows this goes there later this evening or this afternoon, because it's already happening. Shows some spots of East Texas, some very severe storms, including some white spots there, like some very strong cells. So this goes, shows more into Louisiana later. This keeps going to Mississippi, and could be some strong embedded tornadoes there. This goes and shows a secondary line maybe near Houston later in the night. And then this goes, but still keeps raining heavily across Texas to Alabama throughout the night. It shows some cells in northern Mexico. Might start off strong near northern Mexico, so be careful there. Tormenta severas. So this goes into Texas, still shows some stronger storms southern Texas throughout the night, and some heavy rain in Louisiana still. So stay safe in those areas. There's this, let's update this, there significant tornado parameter from the HUR around 21Z this afternoon, shows spots of eastern Texas, some higher parameters, and Louisiana already some, especially southeastern Texas spots there, so be careful. Later in the afternoon or into the evening, still shows spots of western Louisiana, stronger parameters into eastern Texas, so that area is the main focus. Be careful. Later in the evening, around 2Z, doesn't show as pronounced, but still shows some strong parameters in a spot or two. A little bit earlier, 1Z still shows there, so please be careful those areas. And let's see here. There's like the updraft listed, the chance for rotating updrafts and severe storms, spots of New Jersey into New York, Pennsylvania, shows a few storms there. Be careful, some stronger storms, finger to central Florida, and the main thing, spots of Texas and Louisiana. Into East Texas and northwestern Louisiana shows some pretty strong ones. Southeastern Texas too, spots central Louisiana into western Mississippi. So please stay safe in those areas. Be careful. There's still here like the risk of flash flooding, shows that big moderate risk. So today's like the main flood day, so shows spots of Texas and all the way to eastern Mississippi. The moderate risk of excessive rainfall shows more in southern Arkansas as well, and much of Louisiana. So be careful. The slight risk all the way from Colorado to Alabama, and a marginal spots of the four corners in the southwest, especially like near Southern California and Arizona. And then shows this marginal in the northeast, further from Pennsylvania to southern Maine, and basically it. But there's day two, a slight continues into Louisiana and East Texas, spots of Mississippi and southern Alabama. So be careful. There's day three, still in the south, more rain. Day 4 still in the southeast, and day 5 from Florida and Georgia and South Carolina, spots of Alabama, even southern North Carolina. So please be careful in those areas. Stay safe. And let's see, shows just today some spots there of Mississippi and Louisiana, close to 4 inches of rain, spots of Texas as well, more than 3 inches. Just today and tomorrow, counting both days, shows more than 5 inches, spots of Texas. Not Texas, yeah, Texas as well, but especially Louisiana and Mississippi. So please be careful. Next 3 days, day 1 through 3, more than 5 inches, spots of Louisiana, Mississippi, and it just continues into Alabama. But please be careful. More than 5 inches only the next 3 days. Next 5 days spreads further into Alabama. Those areas of dark yellow, close to 5 inches, like light yellow because the other is orange. But please be careful. Day 1 through 7, we might have a situation. Day 1 through 7, as this slow moving low pressure that's causing the severe storms lingers near the southeast, might cause some very big rainfall totals across eastern, northern Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina, day 5 through 7. So we need to watch this very closely across the southeast as well. But be careful in those areas. Some rain spots to the west, but California is already kind of dry, and Nevada, but somewhere in the northwest and spots of the northeast. So be careful in those areas. There's still some snow spots of the Rockies, some is precipitation, but nothing that crazy. So be careful. And there's here about the flood potential. Widespread showers and thunderstorms, some severe impact spots southern plains of Mississippi Valley Tuesday into Tuesday night. Storms expected with heavy rainfall with flash flooding. Due to recent heavy rain, soils across the southern plains of the Mississippi Valley are already saturated. That's important, which will increase the risk of flash flooding. Numerous flash floods are likely, especially the moderate risk highlighted in red. Be prepared, have multiple ways to receive warnings, so turn around, don't drown. That was written yesterday, so please be careful those areas. Now, let's see day 2, if there's something for Wednesday. There's just a marginal risk, southern Texas into Louisiana, and also affecting northern Mexico, so be careful. No tornado threat as of now, 5% wind and some hail tomorrow. So actually severe storms are possible from the South Texas into upper Texas coast on Wednesday. Large hail and strong severe winds, the main hazards. So be careful. Day 3 shows just some general storms, nothing crazy, but this might be updated still. Fire threat, as of now, no critical, but who knows. So beware. Day 4 through 8 is still calm. So be careful in those areas. Let's see if these models show anything. So there's the European model still showing those areas like 4 inches to 5 inches, and the actual models themselves are not showing as much rain as the National Weather Service. That's interesting, but it does have more from the southeast, close to 4 inches in Florida, in Alabama, and next 9 days shows it spreading more towards Florida, even to 6 inches, 6 inches in Georgia too. Next 9 to 10 days, as this lingers across the southeast, 5 inches through central Florida. Next 9 days. So we'll keep watching this area, but they'll show more in the northeast, like next 10 days, even to 4 inches some spots, but 10 days is a long time, so there's time to watch. And here shows more spots of Connecticut, Massachusetts, and 3 inches, 3 to 2 inches, so be careful, some rain in those areas too. And talking about rain, in eastern Mexico might be heavy as well. So even shows to 100 millimeters next 5 days. Some showers and storms. Northern Mexico might have those kind of severe storms too. So be careful. Show spots of southern Mexico more as well. And let's see also in Spanish. Entonces, en México va a haber en los próximos 5 días más lluvia en el este de México, cerca del Golfo, más de 100 milímetros, precauciones con alguna tormenta severa en el norte y estas lluvias más fuertes así. En el sur también más lluvias y en Yucatán así alguna cosa. Good, so be careful in those areas. Still shows some rains in Central America next 5 days, especially in Costa Rica and Panama. Some more rains and spots of Nicaragua, some showers and thunderstorms. Nothing crazy, just some passing showers, but more in Guatemala. Some. The rest is kind of dry around Cuba and southern Florida, still dry, but some more passing showers near Hispaniola, Jamaica, shower too next 5 days, and some near the Eastern Caribbean too. Some 39 millimeters, 40 millimeters, shows some 34 millimeters. So be aware, some showers next 5 days, and near like Trinidad and Tobago, a little bit more. So be aware. And but especially in the southern U.S. and eastern Mexico might be heavier. And you must be thinking, so what about those tropical rumors spreading on the internet? So the European model did show a 40% chance of something forming the southern Caribbean, like after May 20th or something, in the end of this month. The GFS had some weird runs showing stuff into the south, into the southern Caribbean or near the Gulf, but that's kind of far out. Still, we'll sure make some videos as it gets closer, but just know for now that it's still quiet, but we might get something to watch later after May 15th, especially into the end of May. So we'll keep watching that. Now in Canada, there will be rain, of course, as well. Spots of Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, more than 70 millimeters. Southern Quebec might get even 78 millimeters. So be careful. But let's see the snow, if there's something. So as you can see, most snow is further north now. All that precipitation you just saw on the last map will be mostly rain across southern Ontario and Quebec. Rain and storms. So be aware of that, and shows still some snow in eastern northern Quebec, some 36 millimeters, some 43 millimeters, more spots of Labrador. So be careful in those areas. Shows in New Brunswick, barely a finger or two, but more in eastern Quebec. Northern Quebec still shows some 15 millimeters, 12 millimeters, some 2, 4 millimeters. So a little bit of weird snow in Manitoba, like isolated from the rest of the action, but that shows some snow. It shows still Yukon to the northwestern territories, some 37 centimeters, 33 to 22 centimeters, 29, and a little bit more into Nunavut. So be careful, spots on Nunavut, some 28 centimeters, especially northwestern territories. In Alberta, still shows spots of eastern British Columbia, some 31 centimeters, and other spots southern British Columbia, and the mountains along the Pacific coast. So be careful, northern British Columbia, some more snow, and to Yukon and Alaska. So in Alaska, still shows like, let's just switch this thing up. Shows still southern Alaska to like 17 inches, some mountains even to 61 inches, some more across southern Alaska, 4 inches, some 10 inches, in some spots central Alaska to some 7 inches, 8 inches, some areas like 3 inches, and some the Aleutian Islands. But in Colorado, still showing snow up to 19 inches in the next 5 days, the European. The GFS around 9 inches, 8 inches. So be careful. The European does have in New Mexico, Arizona, spot or two in Utah, but the GFS does have some in Utah as well, but the European has more specific spots. So be careful those areas. Some snow still. There's the icon as well, shows mainly in Colorado into northern New Mexico. So be careful those areas. In terms of wind, those thunderstorms from the severe weather have some very big It's very strong wind, but just wind by itself, like not from the storms. Let's see what it shows here. So still shows in eastern Canada, spots in Labrador, so some stronger gusts. So Tuesday into Wednesday, maybe kind of breezy in Hudson Bay. This goes shows some breezier conditions into southern Saskatchewan, spots of northern Alberta and southern northwestern territories, northern British Columbia as well, spots some stronger gusts, northern Quebec, as you can see there. So Wednesday, this goes northern Quebec, Hudson Bay, and Nunavut might get some stronger gusts. Also in central southern Saskatchewan, Thursday into Alberta, some higher gusts in northern Montana in the mountains. So this goes Thursday, still shows plenty of wind action in Nunavut, northern Ontario. Friday the 9th, Saturday still shows more wind there, and then probably across the northeastern US as well. So let's just see it kind of here. So even 52-mile-per-hour gusts, 47 spots in Massachusetts, New York, this goes, and maybe to eastern Canada again. And then by Monday, the 12th still shows in Nevada, California, some higher gusts in a few spots, in Oregon, even spots in Idaho. So this goes in the plains kind of stronger, might be around Monday afternoon. But the European does increase this a lot across the southwest and the west in California, strong ones in the mountains, in Idaho, and the GFS barely has that strong, but does have slightly breezier. The Icon has a wind storm compared to the European and the GFS, even to 70 miles per gust the mountains, but very strong across Nevada, Utah. The European, yeah, I already showed you, but this is all because of this trough in the Pacific, another disturbance causing this wind. And then still shows on Wednesday the 14th strong gusts in Arizona into Southern California and northern Mexico in the Baja and spots of Wyoming and Utah. Be careful Wednesday, this goes still shows Wednesday afternoon and evening, like more than 72 mile per gust in Colorado, New Mexico, very strong spots, Wyoming and Idaho. So please be careful in Arizona too. The Icon is kind of showing barely because that's Tuesday, the Icon doesn't go as found. But the GFS for Wednesday does show some strong gusts, but not really that much. This goes, it might form a big kind of cyclone, spots of the northern plains Thursday the 15th. So that's still just a hypothesis that might not happen because these models are switching around all the time. But we might need to watch that for severe weather next week too. So be careful. For the temperatures in Canada, still shows those colder temperatures further north, some -5, some -6, some -3. So be aware. It's warmer in southern Canada. This is now in the afternoon, but during the night, does show this cold coming further south into Ontario, northern Quebec, even central Quebec, Nunavut, some lower temperatures, northwestern territories. There's this area, this warm spot in Alberta that's warmer, but shows British Columbia into northern Yukon still. This goes much warmer in the afternoon, southern Alberta, but still cold in the northeast and on the east. Thursday actually shows still more warm again, in the south warmer, and then still by Friday morning this cold all the way down to northern Saskatchewan and even southern Ontario, some active temperatures. This goes and still shows Friday kind of warmer in the afternoon, but Saturday morning it's kind of colder in Quebec and Ontario, mainly further north, but does show northern Canada still, mountains of British Columbia. Saturday, Sunday does show Sunday afternoon as warm as like 28 degrees near southern Saskatchewan. Saturday afternoon, not Sunday, that's Saturday afternoon. But Sunday morning shows the cold digging down as far south as southern Ontario by Sunday morning. So this goes more spots in northern Canada colder, still pretty warm, but by Sunday afternoon and into Monday morning still shows kind of colder. So be aware those areas. Now here, let's see if there's something interesting in the US. There's still some 90s in Florida, some 80s in the south, and some 80s as far north as Minnesota. It's still colder in the mountains, and some 80s on the west still. So there's uh, today's Tuesday, so Wednesday morning, kind of some 30s, 20s in the Rockies still. The Sierra Nevada is still colder, so shows like into into Wednesday afternoon, much warmer across most of the country, in the 70s and 60s, and some 80s in the south and 90s in Florida. But some cold spots in the Rockies, or maybe the far northern Midwest, Northeast. But Thursday morning, still some 20s, more like 30s in the northern Midwest, northern plains, and some 30s, 20s in the Cascades, in the Sierra Nevada, and the Rockies. Still by Thursday afternoon, some 80s as far north as North Dakota, 90s in Florida, in the southwest. Might be pretty hot around that valley, right? Yeah, and shows some 70s around the 60s. And then shows day 3 for Friday morning, still northern Michigan, Wisconsin, some 30s, and the Rockies. Be aware in spots of the Sierra Nevada and the Cascades. But Friday afternoon, much warmer. Alright, so some 8 is the northern plains, some 8 is the interior west, and spots of the south, so some high 8 is in Florida and 70s. But the southwest, alright, to 102, 101, even to 103 in a few spots. So be careful Friday. Shows still Saturday morning colder in the Rockies, and some 4 is in the northeast, but still shows Saturday afternoon. Some 8 is as far north as Montana, some 70s to 106 in the southwest, and I'm sure if you zoom in, it might be closer to 107 or even more. So some 90s as far north as Idaho, some 90s. Sunday morning, does show some 30s in the Rockies still, and some 40s in the northeast and more spots. Sunday afternoon, still pretty warm, especially the southwest in the hundreds. Some 80s, even 90 in Montana, some 70s and 80s scared. But this might change still, just a forecast. But it shows like next Monday morning, some 30s in the Rockies and the Cascades, and the Sierra Nevada a little bit colder. And still by day 7 afternoon, Monday afternoon, some 80s, 70s scared, still close to 100 in the southwest. So be aware. It shows some high wind gusts today, Tuesday, spots of Wyoming, and some lighter breezier spots there. There's the snowfall next 2 days, especially close to 20 inches or more, even to 30 in Colorado, the high resolution models. So be aware, Wyoming finger 2, northern New Mexico. So be careful in the Rockies and those areas. Now, let's just see if there's something interesting about that tropics talk from the European model. So this is still far in the end of May, but it doesn't show really anything. It shows a finger or two, but like not really anything. It shows a little bit more the Eastern Pacific, like, but that's like zero support. That's so low. Probably nothing will happen. But the GFS was kind of more interesting. The GFS has more around Panama, Costa Rica, and the Eastern Pacific, but this is very low support still. So probably nothing worth watching now, but we'll keep watching. So stay safe.